Donald Trump continued to show time and time again he had rather rule like a king than serve as a president. Recent estimates reveal that since he launched of his Bitcoin, Trump, his family, and their associates have raked in around 320 million in trading fees, highlighting how he is using his political influence for personal enrichment.
I can assure you the president acts with only the interests of the American public in mind, putting our country first and doing what's best for our country, full stop.
You made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $billions, it seems like, in the last several days.
This is the most corrupt White House in the history of the country.
Donald Trump has shifted from making false promises about following ethics rules to blatantly disregarding them altogether. A clear example is the ethics plea, which originally imposed strict limitation on members of his administration. In his second term, however, those restrictions have been significantly weakened. What we are witnessing with President Trump is not just a disregard for ethical norms and legal standards, but a blatant hostility toward the foundational principle of American governance.
Even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as
I
president?
don't know. I have to respond by saying
Donald Trump's corruption is not just unethical, it's costing you, your family, your neighbors, and your children both financially and term of safety. The threat posed by Donald Trump emoluments is growing as he now openly claims a mandate to engage in corruption, and his action in office reflect that claim. With expanded opportunities and broader portfolio, Trump is giving foreign adversaries, allies, and influence seekers even more events to affect his personal financial interests in increasingly dangerous and alarming ways. The emoluments clause in the US Constitution was designed specifically to guard against presidential conflicts of interest. As the nation transitioned from monarchy to a republic, these clauses ensured that presidents remain accountable to the American people, not to foreign powers, and treated all states equally. There are two such clauses, the Foreign Emoluments Clause and the Domestic Emolument Clause. The emolument clauses essentially address the same core issue. What kind of gift payments or benefits a president can accept and from whom? The concern is straightforward. We do not want for foreign governments or official funneling money to President of the United States because the president loyalty should lie solely with the American people. The domestic amendments clause goes even further, placing an absolute ban on the president accepting payment from individual state beyond the official presidential salary. These clauses are intentionally crafted by the founder as safeguard to preserve our democracy. They would likely be allowed not only the Donald Trump's conduct but also be Congress failure to act, allowing blatant violation of Constitution to the continue unchecked.
I don't think you people with this phony emoluments clause. And by the way,
The founder made a deliberate decision to reject monarchy in favor of a presidency accountable to the people. Donald Trump corruption reveals that many of his policies lack any real ideological foundation. His actions are driven not by principle but by whatever serve his personal and financial interests.
I'm in favor of crypto.
Okay,
You know
but
why
let me
I'm
just
in
ask
favor?
you, what do you say to those who argue that when they hear that, they worry you're profiting from the
I'm
presidency?
not profiting from anything. All I'm doing is, I started this long before the election. I want crypto. I think crypto is important.
If that's true, then the American people can never trust that these decisions are made in their best interest, only in his own. The American people can never be certain which foreign government, campaign donor, or billionaire might be shaping his decision behind the scene.
Thank you, Elon. You're working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this.
What it clearly shows is that the interest of the American public can centered to those who wealthy donors, foreign powers, and other influential players. A clear example of this is Donald Trump's ongoing involvement with Live Golf, which is funded by the Saudi government. At a time when Americans are dealing with serious challenges, Trump chose to spend his time engaging with leadership to pursue deals that benefits his personal finance, rather than focus his attention and resources on pressing issues that truly matter to the public. This is the precisely the kind of danger the founders sought to prevent when they include the emoluments clause in Constitution. We have seen Donald Trump make decisions on tariffs, for example, that directly affect job, the economy, and cost of everyday goods like eggs. These choices appear driven not by public interest but by what benefits his personal financial portfolio. Trump's decision continued to be shaped by who is spending money at his properties and channeling funds into his personal finance. These are not just abstract constitutional concerns, they have real world consequences. Both allies and adversaries are actively trying to influence the president through his financial entanglements. Precisely the kind of corruption the Free Amendments Clause was designed to prevent. The founders were so concerned about this issue that they embedded protection against in the Constitution itself. A recent example, Trump met with officials from Qatar just days after expressing willingness to accept lavish gift from the country, a luxury jet to replace Air Force One.
I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane.
The president's duty is to safeguard the well-being of American people. Yet, time and again, Donald Trump has prioritized his own financial interests and those of his wealthy campaign donors. This is a very carry from what the founders intend, a direct violation of the expectation laid out in emoluments clause and a betrayal of what the American public rightfully deserve from its leadership.